Hello and welcome to another episode of Tales of the Abyss.
Hello. We made a lot of progress last time, so we got a lot of synopsis to read.
I just know Mose has lost his mind, and we don't know if he's like still alive or still dead or just,
Still dead? He never was dead.
I don't know if he died from going insane. Who knows?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
When we reached Batical, we heard that Mose had been found and arrested, but escaped inside Batical, and soldiers were searching for him. We can't let Mose go free. Let's take care of finding him first. Mose was hiding in the port, but before we were able to capture him, Dist showed up to take him away. Then we saw something horrible. Mose turned into a monster right before our eyes. He wanted the power of the Phone Master, and in order to get it, he had Dist infuse him with the 7th Phonon, even though he had no innate ability for it. The end result was that his body transformed into something monstrous. Mose then left for a place called Eldrant. At this point, we better report on what's happened. We decided to head for Yulia City and tell Teodoro about Mose. But there's still the issue of that traveling scorer, as well as the locket I found on Mount Rainiel. I can't keep track of things with everything happening at once like this. I thought about it for a while, but eventually decided to ask the king about the locket I found on Mount Rainiel. Though I didn't expect Natalia to follow along, we ended up making a story to fool Natalia into staying behind. Everybody else ended up coming with me, but that can't be helped. Now that Natalia's not with us, let's go see the king. Upon seeing the picture in the locket, His Majesty said that it was almost certainly Natalia. Then Annis said something startling. She had seen Largo with that locket before. Does that mean Largo is Natalia's real father? Natalia's wet nurse should know more about her father. The wet nurse is currently working in Aster's mansion in Chesidonia, so we made up an excuse that the traveling scorer had been seen going in that direction and headed for Chesidonia ourselves. I guess the report to Yulia City will have to wait. When we reached Chesidonia, we found out that the lie we had concocted to fool Natalia ended up being the truth. The traveling scorer was there. We tried to make the scorer stop, but we stopped short when we saw his face. It was Ion. No, Sync. Another replica made at the same time as Ion. We'd already heard about it, but he really had survived after all. And it sounds like Master Van is alive as well. Sync said something about using Mose for his own ends and vanished along with the mob clamoring for the score. Annis looked hurt from seeing Sync, looking so much like Ion. Jade took advantage of that by telling Natalia to help her calm down. Damn, how does he do that so smoothly? Thanks to that, we can go ask Natalia's wet nurse about Natalia's birth, but Annis is going to hate us for it. Oh well, we can't let this chance go. Let's head for Aster's mansion. After warning Aster about Sync, we talked to Natalia's wet nurse. Natalia's father's name was Badak, a man of large stature who was called the Lion of the Desert. It looks pretty certain now that Largo really is Natalia's father. We found out what we came for, so let's go rejoin Natalia and Annis. Well, we got a little sidetracked, but now we can report to Teodoro about Mose. I'll scratch that out. Let's head for Yulia City. When Teodoro heard about Mose, he said he'd get to work restoring the Order of Lorelei. Then he informed us that 2 spots had been found where 7th Phonons were being used up at a high rate. One of them was near where Hod used to be, and the other was traveling around the sea. And far larger than a simple ship. With no war going on now, the only thing that would use up that many 7th Phonons would be Fomicry. We headed out to find that large object moving around the sea. As we searched the sea, we came across a strange floating island. It should be impossible for an island to be floating, but we decided to land and take a look. We got off the Albiore, and Guy recognized the island almost immediately. It's Ferris Island, which was destroyed in the tsunami caused by the disappearance of Hod. But Ferris wasn't an ordinary island. Even a tsunami shouldn't be able to make it float. Let's investigate it and see what's going on. We found Arietta on Ferris Island. Apparently this is her hometown. She miraculously survived the tsunami and was raised by monsters. Eventually Master Van found her here and took her into his custody. Master Van had promised Arietta to bring Ferris Island back to life, and had installed Fomicry equipment here for that purpose. Arietta said that Master Van is the one that made the island float, too. This must have been one of his bases. Arietta still hated Annis, and said that she would send Largo as a mediator to tell Annis where the duel would be held. Then she left. I feel sorry for Arietta. She was used by Master Van, and she never realized that the original Ion she loved was already dead. But it's probably just as hard on Annis for knowing all that. From Arietta's words, we can be certain that Master Van had something to do with this place. Let's find out where the Thaumacrian equipment is. We found the Thaumacrian equipment still operating. It looks like replica soldiers were being created here. If nothing else, we can't afford to let any more 7th phonons be used up, so we decided to shut it down. All of a sudden, replicas, including Iamon and Mary, appeared from a nearby room and criticized us. They said that they had been born at Moses' desire, and that they did not care if those that did not desire them are killed. I couldn't believe what they were saying. After all, I'm a replica, and by being born, I stole the place of my original. I couldn't even imagine wanting to disregard that original. But Tyr said that the hubris of those replicas was something I used to have, something I could use now. And Guy told me that I lack self-confidence. But it's just as true that Ash suffered because I was born. I'm only his replacement after all. I don't know. Of course I want to have self-confidence, but what did I used to base such self-confidence on? Just then, a huge island rose from the sea. The replicas called it the New Hod. Then is that huge thing a replica of Hod? Before we could learn more, the replicas disappeared, saying they were going to a place called the Tower of Rem. We boarded the Albiore and headed for the floating island to see if it really was Hod. Unfortunately, the island was protected by the planet storm and we couldn't approach it. There's not much we can do about it now, so we decided to head for Grand Kokma instead, where Jade says the replica data from the original Hod is stored. We ran into General Nordheim at the entrance to the Malkuth Army headquarters. He and Chief of Staff Sesamin were gathering information on the floating island, so we went along with him. It looks like that island really is a replica of Hod. And worse, the new Hod seems to be causing a sort of hyper-resonance that's destroying the nearby islands. Jade and Sesamin seem to understand what's going on, and they're headed to speak with Emperor Peony and explain the situation. The rest of us followed them to the audience hall. The moment we stepped outside, we suddenly heard Moses' voice from the sky, speaking to the entire world using some sort of radio technology that hasn't been perfected yet. Mose called himself the Phone Master of the New Order of Lorelei, a new religious group dedicated to protecting the score, and declared war on Kimlaska and Malkuth. But his voice sounded strange. It looks like the forcible injection of the 7th phonon into his body has caused neural contamination, and Mose is slowly losing his sanity. At any rate, this makes things a lot more difficult. The people of both countries will likely side with the New Order of Lorelei in order to get the score back. They may even riot. The door may even creak. First things first, let's speak with Emperor Peony.
Sorry, Master!
Skit, continuing Ion's work.
What was that? Not even Ion did anything like that!
Oh, transform and yell at the entire world?
That technology. They couldn't have dug it up from the Dawn Age. But this is a problem. Now people all over the world know about the New Order of Lorelei. The entire world will fall into panic.
Ion tried so hard to reform and protect the Order of Lorelei. I won't let the Faker destroy it.
Annis.
Natalia, Tyr, I'm going to need your help.
Of course. I shall not allow that lot to disturb my beloved Kimlaska. Yes, Annis, let's stop them.
Watch over me, Ion. Please.
No.
And on that touching note, it's time to go see the Emperor about...
If I'm slightly distracted, I've just noticed is like I'm also doing Animal Crossing and catching as many shooting stars as I can.
Catch me some.
Oh, Don't worry, they just keep falling.
What do those do?
You can make items with them.
Said someone who doesn't play
You
Animal
can-
Crossing.
You can make you can make some that are specifically to your zodiac. You can make zodiac items. You can make wands.
Can make moon-shaped chairs, which is what I want them for.
Well, this is you, Izumi.
Okay, good. I have myself not angled to the sky anymore. I've heard. He said several islands in the hot archipelago. My fault. Have disappeared.
Yes, we believe it's due to a quasi-hyperresonance caused by the replica land interacting with the original.
Quasi-hyperresonance?
The replica land currently expanding.
Hyper-residence.
Hmm?
She said hyper-residence.
I realized. Resonance.
The replica land currently expanding around Eldrint is in all likelihood creating copies of people who live in apartments. Hyper-residence. No, it's in all likelihood being constructed as replica data is extracted from the world's surface.
I don't remember who this was.
I'm not him because I can't do old shit.
Just gonna do my generic old voice since Mose is now a monster. So for an instant, the newly created replica and the original share the same seventh phonons. At that time, interference similar to a hyperresonance takes place.
I'm so lost right now.
In other words, the original land is destroyed as the replica land is created.
Well, then I guess we'd better stop it soon.
Where do you think the phonograph facility create the replica landmasses?
On Eldrint would be my guess. It takes a long time to extract the data from a landmass. We should still be able to stop it.
Why we leave this matter to you? We have no means of reaching the sky.
Of course, we'll do everything in our power.
The Molkuth armed forces will secure land defenses.
Kimloska will aid you in that as well. Natalia, why don't you propose that summit about the score now?
Oh, that's right. Kimloska, Malkuth, and the Order of Lorelei should all come together. They'll be a lot more effective against the new Order of Lorelei that way.
Yes, you're right. Perhaps now is the time for such a gathering.
If your majesties would grant us your presence, we could also discuss strategies against Eldrint.
What are you all suggesting?
Guy, explain. Isn't that Natalia's job? Alright, whatever.
Very well. I'll make the time whatever you wish. Is Doth an acceptable location?
Yes, I think that would be best.
King Ingibert is already aware of the situation, so that leaves Teodoro next, right?
Yes, let's head to Yulia City.
Cool. The power of hyperresonance get. Quasi-hyperresonance. Like when Tyr and I were thrown to Tataru Valley. I guess we could have just as easily been destroyed, huh?
Well,
Good-
shit.
Good thing we weren't. Quasi it may be, but it's still hyperresonance. How strong is it? Around 40% of real hyperresonance, in theory. That's still enough to destroy matter. No different from my hyperresonance, huh? If you set off a full-strength hyperresonance, not even dust would remain. The fact that even part of Axariuth remained is because your abilities are limited and unstable. Oh, okay. That's also why Ash doesn't use hyperresonance in battle. It's simply too strong. Real hyperresonance would even annihilate the atmosphere. We should consider ourselves lucky. Yeah, but that's not going to stop the world from disintegrating as the replicas are made. You can hardly call that lucky. Damn it. We've got to do something about Eldrint. Which means dealing with the Planet Storm and the New Order of Lorelei, and... well, we got a lot of work ahead of us. Solidarity. This might be the first time Malkuth and Kimlaska have ever cooperated openly.
Yes. Kimlaska, Malkuth, and Doth must all work together to deal with Eldrand.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I can't agree with that way of stating it, but I suppose that if this did not occur, not even a peace treaty would have been enough to make them work with each other.
Who cares what sets it off as long as both countries get along better?
I just hope they can continue working toward a peaceful relationship after this is over. Even if it doesn't last forever. Well, regardless of how the future may go, right now we need to concentrate on Eldrand. So you were out there. Largo!
You certainly took your time. Not that I was eager to see you again.
Don't be that way. Arietta says she'll meet you in Chicle Woods.
Arietta, so she wants to go through with the stool, huh?
She wants to fight in our forest?
I wonder why there, of all places.
That was where her mother died.
So you're her mediator?
Yes, Arietta told us as much. Then if Arietta should lose, you're the next in line to fight. Is that correct?
No, I'm only here to move things along. And I can't imagine Arietta losing.
Okay. Time to teach that Arietta a lesson!
Annis, you okay? You look like you're pushing yourself a bit.
Isn't there someone else you should be worrying about more than me?
Who, Natalia?
He hasn't realized how badly she was hurt.
He's still not very sensitive to these things. What? What are you guys talking about? You'll figure it out.
Master is not getting it.
Are you getting it, Mew?
I don't know. But I have a feeling I should not know.
Oh, it's a shadow.
Yes.
It's
Skit for Arietta.
Is it really necessary for the two of you to duel?
Arietta probably needs it at the very least.
There is the option of not accepting the duel and inviting her hatred. It would give Arietta something to live for, you could say. But that would be too cruel to Annis.
actually, I thought about that too.
Annis, how could you?
But ever since she was born, Van's been pulling her strings. This duel is something she finally decided all by herself, so I want to accept it. Even if it's bad.
Well, alright. I won't try to stop you anymore.
But it's so sad, though. If only there was some way to avoid it.
Thanks, Natalia.
None of
That
this...
was-
Hmm?
What? No, go ahead.
None of
You-
this can
you're-
be avoided anymore. We had best get used to it.
It's inevitable.
That's a big word for you, Izumi.
I will hit you for that.
I hit back.
I don't care.
I'll watch.
No.
I love you. I love you.
I love you too. God damn it.
Well,
Well, if the people watching this show didn't know we were best friends yet.
They'll be like, the fuck are you two doing?
Ion. You're really gone.
Wait here, you guys.
Fuck that shit.
Anis, are you planning on going alone?
Yes, this is my problem.
You're going to get your ass beaten. Like hell it is! Ion was our friend too. If this is about him, then it's our problem. All of us. You're our friend too, Anis.
The one who was spying on you this whole time?
You didn't have any other choice, did you?
Arietta will have all her monster friends. We should keep things fair.
Ion sacrificed himself to save me. If that led to a duel, I need to be present.
I'm not sure about friend, but I suppose we do have an awkward bond of sorts.
You would say something like that, Colonel.
Okay.
Alright. All of you, you're coming with me.
Right.
Arietta's mine, though.
We'll try.
Memories of Ion. Come to think of it, this is the first place I ever really talked to Ion.
So it is. He gave you a capacity call too.
He sure was weird. I mean, I was pretty nasty back then, but he kept talking about how nice I was.
And you said you felt familiar.
I wonder if it's because both of us are replicas. I don't know if replicas can recognize each other, but...
But what?
I don't believe in reincarnation, but perhaps sometime in the distant past, you and Ion were close friends. That sounds better than because we're replicas. At least to me it does. That doesn't really seem like you. But yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it is. Ion, I'm so glad I met you. You were the first stranger who ever gave me a compliment. Crossed wires.
No, it's so quiet.
Maybe because the god generals are here.
Yeah, probably.
The creatures of the forest may have realized what's about to happen.
Maria is me too. I have no contigo.
You mean about the Ligers? Oh, that's just because everyone got their wires crossed. You can't really blame anyone for that.
But I don't have any wires, mister.
Don't worry about it, Mew.
But what?
Don't worry about it, Mew.
What? Eamon? I'm confused. I'm really confused.
Finally, I was getting tired of sitting around.
I've been waiting! I hate this voice
Alright,
so much.
let's get this over with.
What a lively little girl. But the duel needs some rules.
I'll fight with my friends. You fight as a group of four, too. Arietta, you've helped us in the past. Can't we talk this over? That was to help Ion, but Ion is dead! Your deaths will be for Mommy, and as yours is for Ion! For Van, too! I'll finish all of you!
Don't act all innocent. You killed everyone on the Tartarus under Van's orders. You're not the only one who wants revenge. Or vengeance.
Janice, prepare to die!
Prepare to die. You killed my father. Time to die.
Alright.
My name is Arietta. You killed my Ion. Prepare to die.
And we killed her mother.
Ion's more important.
You killed my Ion.
Resvelger, huh? Lofty name. For a monster that's about to die. Yeah! Eat it.
As somewhere in the distance, Edelgard cries.
Sorry, but this is a blue eagle.
I was gonna make a comment and then I realized how bad a comment that would be to make.
Too soon. Oof!
Oh shit, my phone is over there.
Feel the first beats of time fall. Big bang.
Okay.
Not the Big Bang.
Feel the first beats of time fall! Big bang! Okay, for a second I thought I got cut off and it wasn't actually happening.
Ha 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 ha.
Bitch!
Plop.
Man, I lost. I'm sorry.
Arietta.
Mommy, everyone, I'm sorry. I couldn't avenge you. Leon, where are you? It hurts. Leon.
Arietta, I'm sorry. I really hated you, but I'm sorry.
Addis, don't cry or apologize over corpse of your enemy. You'll only insult her. Arietta risked life fighting for her goals and died in process. Pitying her means mocking the ideals she fought for.
Yeah.
The one true shame is that she couldn't witness rebirth of Isle of Ferris.
If that's how you feel, why didn't you stop her?
She resolved herself to do this, even if it cost her life. Who could have stopped that? Arietta felt indebted to Ion, Van, and monsters for their help. It's only natural that she would fight for them.
Even though Van was only deceiving her.
He wasn't deceiving her. Arietta would have killed herself if she knew real Phone Master had died. That was Van's kindness.
So Arietta joined the 6 god generals to repay that debt. What about you, Badoc?
That name died long ago. In Sea of Batical where my wife sleeps. I see. So you found it.
So you won't introduce yourself?
What's the point? An enemy's an enemy. It is simple as that. You're soft, boy. The next time we meet will be day I kill you all. I'll avenge Arietta then.
Luke, what was all that about?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you right now.
But you'll promise to tell me later.
Yes, I promise. Alright, we can't just hang around here all day. Weren't we headed to Yulia City for that summit about the score? Yeah, you're right. Annis, are you okay to head out?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Then let's go.
Last Phone Master. Causes to die for.
I wonder if the god generals all have something they're willing to give their lives to make happen.
The elimination of the score? Since they're following Van's ideals, I'd assume so. They probably have their different motives. Whether it's to eliminate the score or to help Van. And they'll even sacrifice their lives for it.
I used to think that way. I thought it was the proper approach and never doubted myself.
And now?
Is sacrifice really the only way to be serious about something? I don't know anymore.
Yeah? It sounds like you've come closer to my way of thinking. You don't think sacrificing your life is being serious? Well, everybody's different, but I think that clinging to life is what makes people really want to change the world. It's not right or wrong, it's just faith. Clinging to life. Sacrifice for a greater purpose.
Yes, perhaps I'm uncertain because both are right in their own ways.
I don't think there's any such thing as right or wrong in this. I don't think there's any such thing as right or wrong in this world. You have to decide on your own. And with that, I think we're going to see you all back in Yulia City.
See you guys in the next episode.
Johnny.
Hey guys! Do you like our content? Do you want to support the show? Click the link in the description below to visit our donation page. All proceeds go towards new and better equipment and games you want to see us play. Everyone who donates will get a special shout out at the end of future videos, and we're currently working on setting up some special perks for you. If you don't want to donate, that's okay too. You can support us by subscribing and clicking that bell icon so you get notified whenever we put out a new video. A huge thank you to Kyle Sheridan for donating and helping to keep our show going.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Let's Voice Act Tales of the Abyss. If you want to watch the last episode, click the box on the left. Or if you want to listen to our fantasy journey of Dungeons & Dragons from our show called Saving Throw, then I suggest clicking the box on the right. So again, thanks for watching and see you next time. Janet?